I'm Claire from Created the Ottaway. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up in the UK. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to take a 5-minute crafty break together. That's it, literally 5 minutes together just to have a little bit of a play. But I don't think we do enough playing when we're crafting. We're all about the finished end project that we're making, and sometimes we just need to allow ourselves a little bit of playtime to work out what we like, what we don't like, what's going to look good on future projects and all sorts. So this is me, this is how you stay in touch with me. You can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, and obviously on this YouTube channel you are watching here. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator. I like to use Stampin' Up products, not just because I sell them, but because I love them. What are we going to do today? We are going to talk about scored lines. So an inexpensive way to add detail to your cards. You could use it in mini albums and scrapbook pages as well, but we're going to have a little play. I've got some card fronts, some that I prepared earlier because this is literally 5 minutes. I'm in the UK, so this is the size of a front of a UK card. To give you an idea, it's 4 inches by 5 5/8 is what I've cut mine to. I've got several here, and we are going to use the Stampin' Up paper trimmer just to make some scored lines. So the paper trimmer has a cutting blade, which is the dark one, and it has the scoring blade, which is the lighter one. Now you do not need the cutting blade for this, so it might be worthwhile just taking it off. There's a little gap 3/4 of the way down, or actually more near the bottom, and you can lift it out like so and just put it to one side, and then there's no accidents that you're going to cut instead of score. So we're going to use the measurements along the top, and we are just going to put a score line on all 4 sides. So I'm going to use this side of my scorer to give me an idea of what I want. I'm actually going to use, let me use a pencil so you can see. You could use centimetres, you could use the inches, whichever you're okay with. I'm going to use the 1/4 of an inch mark here as my guide, and I'm just sliding my card along to that point, and I'm just going on 1/4 of an inch on that side, on that side, on the 3rd side, and then just to finish it on the 4th side. Now as you can see, I'll show you in a minute, there is a score line on all 4 sides. They cross over in the corners. I don't mind that. I think it adds a nice bit of detail to my card. Job done. So now I can just put whatever I'm doing in the middle of my card here, and it's just made a plain piece of card, just lift with a bit of detail. So here's one that I've done earlier, that I've done a 1/4 and then a 1/2 inch. So you can see I've gone over the 1/4 there, and then I've done a 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. You can use that card that way round or that way round. And just to give you an example, if I then layered a piece of cardstock in the middle, there's still white for your eye to be drawn towards, but it looks like there's some extra detail around as well. So that really takes your card making up a notch. If you want to use some pattern paper in there with a little detailed die cut, that also looks equally as good, and you would just adjust your score lines to where you want them. I mean, really with this one, I think I could get another score line along there, and that would really frame that piece of die cutting. So that's with 2. This one I've done 2 score lines here and 2 score lines here, and that ends up with, it's like an 1/8 of an inch wide. Now then, if I introduce some designer series paper to the middle, you can see how that lifts that designer series paper just with that added little detail as well. And again, I could turn the card this way or that way. This one I have done quite a few 1/8 score lines, And if I added a little embellishment there, it actually makes it pop off of the card just by doing the score lines on the white. And then I quickly want to get to the next one, which is a diagonal, and then our 5 minutes are up. You can do this on your paper trimmer. You just need to be really careful about how you're doing your diagonal lines. Or if you've got a simply scored tool that Stampin' Up do, they do it in inches and metric. And how I found the easiest way to do my diagonal lines is by cutting a cardboard square. So this is a 4-inch cardboard square, and then I've cut it diagonally, and I'm just putting that in the corner. Now, if you've got a geometry set, you can use a set square to do this, but then what I do is line my card up flat against the edge there, and then use the scoring tool that comes with it and use that to do my score lines, and it lines it up beautifully diagonally. So if I get another piece and just show you that from scratch. So I put my paper like that, and then I just find a score line that I like. I'm using the bigger end, and I just run it down just like that. And then I go over another couple of lines, so these will be like 1/4 of an inch, and I just do the same again, and I keep doing that until I've got diagonal lines across it. Now, of course, you could go back the other way and do crisscrosses, but if I show you what that looks like, let's move that out of the way because our time is up. So there's my score lines diagonally, and if I put my reef die cut on it, can you see how it already lifts it up? And then if I put a little die cut sentiment in the middle, that would take a really plain card to a wow card. So thank you for joining me and taking a 5-minute crafty break. Get back again soon, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.